Cruising here through downtown Lemont, Illinois. An old town just outside of Chicago, founded in 1836. And we just missed a freight train on the Chillicothe Subdivision of Canadian National, former GM&O line. So, I'll have to catch something else. All right, cruising along downtown Lemont, Illinois. Very old town. I think I said it was founded in 1836, 1837, something like that. And two lines run through Lemont: the Chillicothe Subdivision of Canadian National and the Chillicothe Subdivision of BNSF. The Canadian National line is an ex-Gulf, Mobile, and Ohio line. And of course the Chillicothe sub of BNSF is the original Santa Fe BNSF Santa Fe Southern Transcon, first leg of that, heading south and west. Thank you for watching today's video. Hope you enjoy it. All right, after missing our freight train on Canadian National's Chillicothe Subdivision, but catching a Metra. That line obviously does offer a commuter service through Chicago's southwest suburbs all the way down to Joliet via what Metra calls their Heritage Corridor. We've relocated here to the Chillicothe sub, where it crosses over the I&M Canal via a historic century-old railroad bridge. So hopefully we'll catch a train coming over that here pretty soon. All right, pretty strong signal on head of train on the radio here. That's promising. This bridge looks like it was built in 1898, according to historicbridges.com. So I said century old. It's much more than that. Century and a quarter. And here we go. Almost missed the end of the train there, but I had to zoom in. And you see that soft spot in the tracks? That train was bouncing over that. There's actually another one closer to the end of the bridge, which I think we saw last summer. If you go back and look at some of our older videos, I think there's a bouncing train on the bridge due to a soft spot there that some folks had commented on. So apparently it's not a huge deal. Any railroad employees, is that unsafe? Probably fine, right? If they've left it that way for a year, I would say it's probably okay. No trains have derailed here as far as I've heard. All right, well, a southbound train on the Southern Transcon, the Santa Fe line out of Chicago. Of course, now the BNSF Chillicothe Subdivision. Let's go back in standby mode and see if we can find another one here. All right. Here comes a northbound Nothing but auto wrecks there on that northbound, eastbound train, Chicago bound. Then have you heard the banging just as the train passed? Like every car had made a banging noise. Another soft spot on the northbound rails. About the same location as that other one. And if I remember right, maybe from some comments on a video we did last year, I think it has to do with the mud and the soil in this area that the tracks were ultimately built on, and I think they have a hard time keeping the tracks on solid ground there. So Alright, here comes another southbounder. Loud. All right, there goes the end of the train under Lemont Road. A little bit further down, under Interstate 355, kind of winds its way along the I&M Canal. Joliet bound, and then on south and west from there. Just a quick view from a distance here. Metra Heritage Corridor train making its stop for commuters in downtown Lemont. Ultimately heading down to Joliet. That's over on the ex-GM&O line, CN's Joliet sub. Metra line called the Heritage Corridor. Taking off from a station there. Next stop will be Romeoville. All right, we've had kind of a lull in the action, but the scanner's going off one more time. I think we'll try to wait around for one more Chili sub freight train to bring to you. Alright, here it comes. It's northbound, eastbound, northeastbound. All right, well, the century and a quarter old bridge behind me here is still holding up just fine. Number of BNSF freights crossed it today. You know, they say the Chicago subdivision is busier than this, and I assume that incorporates the Metro and Amtrak traffic. There's neither on this line. But man, this line does a lot of freight trains throughout the day. You could probably sit here all day and maybe see a couple dozen or more over the course of a day. So hope you enjoyed that video. A little bit more scenic than where we normally go. Lemont's a pretty neat old town, and that's a pretty neat old bridge back there as well. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'd love to have you help us grow. We'll see you on the next video.